Sometimes it can be challenging to live with monastics who have a different way of holding the vinaya and or of relating to rituals. Do you have any recommendations on how to foster communal harmony and non-judgment while not compromising one's values?
Oh, yes. My personal feeling is that when you set up a monastery, you cannot have the idea that this monastery is going to be suitable for everybody. Yeah, because people have different interests, they have different inclinations. Uh, Sentient beings are very diverse, and that is why the Buddha gave diverse teachings to meet the needs of so many different kinds of sentient beings. So I think before the person who is the head of the monastery should have the motivation of whoever comes here, as long as they stay, may they benefit from being here. But in the long term, they should realize that the way they set up the monastery and hold the Vinaya may not be suitable for all the people who come initially, who have never lived there. And from the viewpoint of the monastics who come, they have to check out a monastery, how the Vinaya is held, and see if it's done in a way that is suitable for them. Now, that is if you're already a monastic. If you're training, if you're about to ordain, then again, you need to check the teacher, check the monastery, see how things are done, and see if that is comfortable for you. At the same time, and this goes for people who want to be ordained and who are already ordained, we have to have a certain amount of flexibility. If we hold the Vinaya as there is this one true way, okay, then you need to live at a monastery that says this is the one true way, and that is the one true way that you also believe is the one true way. Okay. But, even if you believe it's the one true way, still you're living with sentient beings who everybody thinks differently. And you have to be flexible when living with other people. And I think that's one of the real benefits of living in a community, is that it teaches us flexibility. Yeah, if we live alone, if we live just with people who think like us, then sometimes we can get a bit rigid and even to the extent of not being so open or tolerant. But yeah, a monastery has to have a way of keeping the Vinaya, and within that, to recognize, even if everybody agrees to that, there's going to be different ideas about different things. But whoever is the abbot or whoever is in charge of training the younger ones has to be very clear about not only how you're interpreting the Vinaya in that monastery, but also the rules of the monastery. Yeah. In the Chinese tradition, of course, there's the Vinaya, you hold the Vinaya, but there are rules within different Chinese traditions and different monasteries about how you hold different precepts. And so there has to be some agreement about that. Otherwise, when you do your confession, one person's going to confess about something, and the other person's going to say, no, that's no problem. And so that would create some confusion within the minds of the people at that place.